Welcome back to another video. Lovely, wonderful news. Manchester City have tied down Julian Alvarez, a fantastic young player, to a new contract until 2028. The Argentinian wonder kid has been a superstar over the past year. He's done so much, man. This kid, a World Cup winner. From absolutely nowhere on the world stage to a Manchester City superstar. Excuse me. Excuse me there, an Argentinian superstar and a World Cup winner. What a player, man. What a player. Genuinely fantastic. And this is great news. Before I dive into all the details of this, I do want to jump over quickly to the sponsor of this video, which is Football Prizes. And I pretty much put up the wrong graphic there. I am sorry. That should be a Ruben Diaz signed shirt. 1 second. Let me just put the right one on screen. Basically, Ruben Diaz, there's a Ruben Diaz signed shirt. There we go. If you want to win a Ruben Diaz signed shirt, all you got to do is click the link in the description below, and it ends next Monday. 149 tickets are available. You can win a signed and framed Ruben Diaz shirt. I want a signed and framed Ruben shirt for obvious reasons on my wall. One, it's wonderful. Ruben, I love the name, of course. So if you want to enter that, click the link in the description below. Football Prizes is a class, and so many people have won, and there's loads more instant prizes you can win as part of this draw as well. So good luck to any Blues that enter. Fingers crossed you're winners, because that would be wonderful stuff, wouldn't it? So let's head over to manchestercity.com. Here is the news. I was never really worried about him staying, by the way. I had a feeling, he'd be fine. He would stay and all that kind of stuff. I wasn't expecting him to go. I feel like he will hang around a little bit longer. So here's what Sun City's mancity.com says. Julian Alvarez has signed a 1-year extension to his City contract. The striker, who played a starring role as Argentina won the 2022 World Cup in December, will remain at the Etihad until the summer of 2028. Alvarez moved to Man City last July, joining from River Plate, where he forged a reputation as a deadly goal scorer. He managed 54 goals, 31 assists in 122 River Plate appearances. He goes on to say he's scored 10 goals in 33 games so far at Manchester City, as well as bagging 4 at the Qatar World Cup as Argentina lifted the trophy for the first time since '86. Alvarez says he could not be happy to extend his City stay and believes there's plenty of room for improvement during the course of his deal. He said, "This is a very proud moment for me and my family. For a club like City to put their faith in me like this is amazing. I've been really pleased with my first season here, but I have plenty more I can do. I know I can be better, and City offer everything I need to fulfill my potential. I want to thank the manager, the coaches, and everyone at City who works behind the scenes for everything they've done for me since I joined this summer. I could not have asked for more. This is a club that looks after its players, and I've felt supported through my time here. I'm now focused on getting better and helping City win trophies." Yeah, very wise words spoken there. I mean, for all the clamour for him to play more, which is absolutely right, at the same time, he has been involved in 33 games. And the thing is, you got to consider, this is a 22-year-old who had, prior to this move, no European League experience, coming to play for one of the biggest clubs in world football and a multiple Premier League winning team alongside superstar footballers and possibly the greatest manager in the game. So there was always going to be a bedding in period, Him not playing much isn't ideal for him, but at the same time, if he hadn't been a World Cup star for Argentina, no one would be questioning this. He was, which is the big caveat. So that's fair enough. But I was saying his development, it's fine, man. Sometimes you got to take your time. And it feels like he knows that, which is good and relatively relevant. Cheeky had this to say: Julian has impressed everyone at Man City with his attitude, his technical ability and dedication. He's the ideal blueprint for a young footballer and an inspiration to anyone looking to make the way in the game. He's shown already here in England he has outstanding movement and natural goal-scoring instincts. We saw at the World Cup what a special talent he is. To win that trophy at his age is amazing. We're all very proud of what he achieved. His progress so far has been really good, but we are now fully focused on developing his game even further and turning him into one of the best strikers in world football. Yeah, indeed. I think that's all very, very true. I mean, as good as this is, he definitely has more to improve. He does, He has his career so far in numbers at Manchester City. 33 City appearances, 20 times in the Premier League, starting just 6 occasions. 730 minutes, which is an average of almost 37 minutes per game. City have won 5 of the 6 matches in which Alvarez has started. And all but one of those matches are number 19 partnered with Erling Haaland up top. 7 Champions League appearances. He started 4 times, where he started twice in the FA Cup as well. And he's played twice in the Carabao and a substitute in the Community Shield last year. 10 goals, 5 times in the Premier League. A brace against Forest, of course, as well as strikes against Fulham, Spurs and Bournemouth. 2 Champions League goals as well, and of course a Community Shield goal, FA Cup and Carabao, and 3 assists as well. So 13 goal involvements already is very, very impressive. He's a very, very impressive young footballer, and of course he's got more and more to prove. Like, the temptation here is to say you should be playing every single week, but I do wonder, you know. I do wonder, but just going to have to be really patient with Alvarez, man. As good as he is, look, he's very much still raw. He is raw. And I do wonder if we'll mould him as to be a number 10. Like, I've seen a lot of people suggesting it. Maybe he could be a potential, you know, superstar for Manchester City one day, which I think he's already a quality player. And of course, when you've got Erling Haaland in the way, it's going to be really hard. But I think you'd be stupid, you know, not to hang around for another season or two. Because, look, don't worry, Blues. I don't think Haaland's going anywhere, but you never know. You might just do 2 years and think, fuck it, I'll go. You might stay for 4 years, 5 years, who knows? But Alvarez should not leave after 1 year. No way should he leave Manchester City after 1 year if he's worried about game time. See how a second season goes. He could be the long-term replacement for a Kevin De Bruyne, you know? Like, he could, with his passing range and his ability and Guardiola's improvement of players, because he has got a lot to improve, and we'll discuss that in a minute. Who knows how good he could be in his final position? We've got to remember that he is only young, and players change an awful lot under Guardiola. Who would have said 18 months ago that Nathan Ake had become a marauding, rampaging fullback, you know? Ake's improved so much going forward as a fullback. And as Mo said, you know, in the comments right below, he does need to work on his first touch a little bit. Julian Alvarez is still a little bit raw. There are still elements to his game where he can be a little bit erratic. You know, he can give the ball away a tiny bit, but you can't deny his passing ability. His finishing is absolutely impeccable, and he does have that eye for a pass, as I was saying. His pressing is incredible, but there are some rough edges to his game. What I see here is a rough diamond in the making, but still, he is still a little bit rough, and there's nothing wrong with that, of course, but we've got to be patient and realistic to his development and watch how he works, because some players take a little bit longer to reach their potential. And Alvarez, look, under Guardiola, he will be a refined superstar if he takes his time. And I hate to sound negative as well, but you never know when you're going to get 20, 30 games in a row. What if Haaland picks up an injury? Alvarez could play 20 games in a row, score 15 goals, you know? He could do. And he could be, you know, the guy that wins Manchester City a trophy. You just fucking never know in football. And you don't leave a club like Manchester City when you've only just got there. You'd be stupid, because they are that big and they are that good. I know people don't want to pretend City are a big club these days, but they're massive. Because City are a massive club. We absolutely are. He does have to be patient. You're right, Sky Blue Ink in the comments. He has to be. And I think he's great, you know. I absolutely think he's great. He's a wonderful player. Genuinely wonderful player. And I would love it. I would love it if he stayed around for a long time, because I think what we're seeing right now, the Alvarez we've got right now, it isn't the final form Alvarez. That's what excites me. Like, it does excite me how we could see it, how we could see his, you know, his game develop over time, and I think City know that. Either way, an absolute gem. If we were to sell him now, we'd get 60, 70 million for him, I reckon. What does everyone reckon? Let me know in the comments, of course. And do hit the like button, by the way, if you are new to this channel. Give this video a big old like. It would be massively appreciated. And subscribe while you're at it. Yeah, and as Neil said as well in the comments right now, he did play for half a season at River Plate before he joined us. So he played right through. He hasn't had a break for a long time, this young man. He played a full season, played at River Plate, then came straight to Man City, had no break, started playing, then went to a World Cup and has carried on playing. This guy does need a bit of time to step away. And also, the importance of stepping away is that when you learn new ideas, you sometimes have to go away for a week or two for them to sink in. It's why so many players look so much better in the second season, because everything that they've learned and spent a year getting used to, they just have that month or two to settle. They have a month or two to settle in the place that they live in, get their lives sorted out a little bit. The first season is chaotic. You sort of move into a new place. You start training straight away. You don't really ever settle into your home because you're living out of boxes a tiny bit, and you never get a moment to breathe, if that makes sense. And for me, Alvarez in this summer will get a moment to breathe. He'll settle into life in Manchester, and he'll go, God, I've done it. You'll have time to reflect and go, I'm a World Cup winner. Hopefully he'll be a Premier League winner. Who knows? He might win even more than that. But he'll have time to reflect. He'll think about everything that he's been taught. He'll all sink in a tiny bit more. He'll feel a little bit more Mancunian with every single day. And next season, his role could adapt and change. And I do think that's the plan for him. Like, Haaland, of course, is a immovable object in front of him, but you never know when you're going to get 20, 30 games, It'd be stupid for him to go right now. And I understand maybe if after next season he's not playing much, he may want to go. But you don't join City, then run off at the first chance. To me, it's not a good idea. I've just noticed, by the way, Grealish, watch this. I've just noticed Grealish on Twitter trying to get Bellingham to come to Man City. I fucking love Jack Grealish. Look at this now. There we go. Jack Grealish, 1 second, saying, let me show you. Where is it? Saying, come to City to Jude Bellingham. That I absolutely love that. I am all for that. Wonderful stuff. Go on, Jack, man. Go on, Jack. Agent Jack. I love Jack Grealish. What an absolute man. His form was improved massively. Now he's telling Jude Bellingham to come to City. Agent, you forget, by the way, they are human beings. They do this, They do talk to each other and they do tell each other to come. Alvarez, Bellingham, all these people. And he goes by the name of Alvarez. Baller. Absolute baller. So back to this. Every City goal, I'm not going to watch that, because that would get my copyright protection gone. I mean, he's a wonderful player. Like, this is what Guardiola says. He's a special guy with his work ethic. He reminds me a bit of Jesus, how aggressive without the ball. And it's a lot of people talking about his World Cup here, Argentine captain after the semi-final said every player did well, but if I had to choose, I'd give the man of the match to Julian Alvarez. He had an extraordinary game. He turned it around, the World Cup, for him. Imagine turning the World Cup around. It's just immense. It's just immense. That's his legacy, man. He really has turned the World Cup around for him, and we have got a special player, like a special player who just needs time to develop. He's had a lot so soon that I think it's easy to forget that he is still very raw. And I don't think there's anything wrong with him being a little bit raw. Like, I mean this with the greatest of respect. You can be a World Cup winner for Argentina, but still not be a guaranteed start for Manchester City. Because they are different levels, Like, Alvarez probably wouldn't play as much if Argentina had Haaland. Maybe he would do, but that's the crux of the matter, man. Like, seriously, this is how these things work. Like, every now and then you have to be patient, and City are a very different proposition. Fingers crossed, though, he does find that development to his game, because Alvarez is cracking. What does everyone make of the news about Bellingham today, by the way? The rumours are that, City would have to go to around 125 million, which would probably actually, price out Liverpool and so on. It really probably would. Alvarez, by the way, had this to say about Manchester City. He said, I've been trying to adapt. He said, me and my family are proud after arriving in Manchester City, how everyone has taken care of us, and now have the chance to extend my contract is something very important to me. So much in a short time. I've always been trying to adapt and be ready to experience all situations in life. I've been through wonderful things and lots of emotion. I've learned and grown as a person and also as a footballer, which is one of the most important things. And he has said, when it comes to adaptation to English football, it was easy because I moved from one of the greatest clubs in South America to one of the greatest clubs in Europe. Good man. To which have a lot in common. That made things easier. My goals for the remainder of the season are being there, helping City win. Help Man City win have a chance, giving everything that I have to keep growing as a person, as a player, and outside the pitch too. He really is a wonderful, wonderful footballer, isn't he? Genuinely, his attitude is remarkable. Genuinely remarkable. You got to admire it. You got to admire it. And he is a great example. Love it. Absolutely love it. I mean, you got to bear in mind as well, he's probably just got like more than double his wages, I reckon. So he's loving life right now. It makes you wonder how, how City lineup could look in a few years. Like, could it be that eventually Alvarez does drop behind Haaland a little bit, I think he could be. I think Guardiola will see his raw tools and see a potential number 10 there. Not just a striker. Someone who could influence the game in many ways. And I think in general, that's his long-term future at City. He could just go somewhere in a couple of years if he doesn't get the first team football, but we will see. Guys, just some quick thoughts there on Alvarez. I'm very excited by this. I'm very happy about it. Do let me know, of course, in the comments what you make of this bit of news. I think it's great, and what you make of the potential Bellingham news and all that kind of stuff. Love you all loads. I'll catch you all very, very soon. Up the Blues. Come on, City.